Hello guys, I am your electrical friend. Welcome to my channel. In the Nameplate series, today we will study about motor nameplate. An individual of the technical field must be familiar with all the informations that are provided on the motor nameplate. Without wasting any time, let us jump directly into the topic. As you can see, this is our motor nameplate. On the top of the motor nameplate, there is the name of the manufacturer who brought this motor into life. It says Baldor Electric Corporation. Below it has CT number and specifications number. These are basically a sequence of number. It is basically used by the industries to order motor from manufacturer. For an example, a motor in the company gets damaged. Then you have to replace a damaged motor with the same motor. In order to purchase same motor from manufacturer, you have to mention those CAT number and serial number. HP. It stands for horsepower. In nameplate, here it says that the horsepower of this motor is 7.5. IP. It stands for ingress protection. What it basically means is that it is the measure of the ability of the motor to resist the environmental pollutants like dust, smoke, rain, snow and so on. Higher is the value of IP, better is the protection against environmental pollutants. Volts. It indicates the voltage characteristics of the motor. If the winding of the motor is delta connected, the rated voltage that must be supplied to the motor is 208 to 230 volt. Similarly, if the winding of the motor is star connected, the rated voltage that must be supplied to the motor is 460 volt. Amps. It indicates the current characteristics of the motor. If the winding of the motor is delta connected, the rated current the motor draws is 21 to 18.8 ampere. Similarly, if the winding of the motor is star connected, the rated current the motor draws is 9.4 ampere. RPM. It stands for revolution per minute. Here it says that the revolution per minute is 1770. Frame. It gives the dimensions like size, width, height and as well as strength. Hertz. The motor operates at 60 Hz frequency. It indicates whether the motor is single phase or three phase. Here it says that this motor is three phase. Service factor. It stands for service factor. What it means is that the rated mechanical output of the motor is 7.5 horsepower. It can also drive the load which requires the horsepower which is 1.75 times the rated horsepower. But be careful, not more than that. Letter code. It indicates the motor rotor current. In simple language, it indicates the motor inrush current. Design letter. It indicates the starting current of the motor, high or low. If design letter is A or B, then the starting current is low. If the design letter is C or D, then the starting current is higher. Class F. It is the measure of the insulation level of the winding. F indicates that the winding will not get burned up to 150 degrees Celsius. NEMA nominal efficiency. NEMA stands for National Electrical Manufacturers Association. The NEMA has provided electrical standards for 325 different electrical equipments. It says the efficiency of the motor is 91.7% at the rated voltage. Power factor. It stands for power factor PF, which is 81%. It basically means 0.8 power factor. Rating. The ambient temperature for the motor is 40 degrees Celsius and the operation is continuous duty cycle. The bearings at the driving end is 6310 and the non-driving end is 6206. The bearing at the driving end is usually bigger than the bearing at non-driving end. TEFC means enclosure. TEFC, it means totally enclosed fan cooled. CT, it stands for constant torque, which is 10:1. Here 10:1 ratio means the lowest speed of the motor can only be 1/10 part of the full rated speed.